Hi, ladies. Welcome to It's One Call Away for this week. It's Sandra Lee here. I'm one of the head coaches at Women on Transition. And tonight and today's topic is you're one call away from turning dreams into achievable goals. And we're going to walk through some of the ways that, we can bust some myths on how hard it is to not just dream big, but actually turn the dream into something that's actually going to happen and reality. I know myself when I went through separation and divorce twice, that I found just to survive to start with was the key thing. and that was all I could think of day and night, just putting, an hour ahead of maybe a couple of hours ahead sometimes of what I had ahead of me or in front of me, picking up the kids from school, doing some shopping, cooking dinner, and I was working full time, had my own businesses. And so it was so overwhelming in the survival mode that I didn't even dream at all. I didn't even think that was ever going to ever happen again. And yet it doesn't take too long in the real life. It feels like a long time at the time, but certainly you're not far down the track, a year maybe, and you're starting to navigate through what is your financial and your separation and your settlement and all of those things that are starting to have been roadblocks and are starting to actually clear. So this is now your chance as you're working your way through some of these things. And even when you're going through those dark days, those darkest times, it's so powerful to be able to have a goal, so powerful to be able to have something that you've got ahead to look forward to, even if it's a dream that you've got no idea how you're going to achieve it or what you're even going to be able to do to get there. And it just feels like it's something that's on the other side of the moon. So have the dreams, because sometimes that's what gets us through, and work out how you're going to get there maybe later. But certainly it's good to dream. But we're going to flip from that now into how we can turn those big, hairy, audacious dreams into something that's really feasible and realistic and achievable. And I've got a few things to share with you along the way as well. So we're just going to flip into a few great little slides here. And this one here is, here we go. So we've got something to share. There we go. So this one is you are one call away from turning those dreams into achievable goals. And this is something that I dare you to dream big. I dare you to dream the impossible. And this is something that we sometimes dream big, but then we self-sabotage ourselves on what we can achieve. And we tend to, maybe even when we are believing that we can achieve big things, we tend to not allow enough time to get there. And then when we don't hit the goal or don't achieve that or get the success we want, we just feel like we've failed, and then we just throw the dream away. And this is what's so important, is keep the dream, keep the goal, but maybe just change the timeline. We tend to overestimate what we can achieve in 3 months, thinking we can achieve everything in 3 months because we're super achievers, but we tend to underestimate what we can achieve in a year. We tend to get through to a year and we've actually achieved a whole lot more than we actually believed was even possible. So this one's about the guide to unlocking your potential, covering the life that you've always dreamed of and you deserve. We're going to explore how you can transform your aspirations into achievable goals, empowering you to become and overcome challenges and embrace that brighter future. Sounds exciting, hey? So here we go. Understanding your aspirations. What are they? And if you're thinking, I've got no idea, I've just been in survival mode and I haven't even thought about thrival, haven't even thought about these next steps. Well, it's clarity. It's about how we can identify your deepest desires and understanding what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What are your values? And what kind of future do you envision for yourself? And sometimes this is a really hard question, right? Because you think, well, what am I passionate about? I can't remember when I last had a chance to be the orchestrator of what I'm passionate about and my life, because I've had to be the mother and the wife and the partner to a husband, and I've had to do all of these things. I've had to compromise what I've wanted to make it fit for everyone and everything else. So maybe it's been a budget. Maybe it's been you've been overseas or in a different location, or you've been, estranged from family and friends, and now you're sort of rebuilding some of those relationships. So this is like that blank canvas, that white screen that you have the ability to be able to map out and get excited about what you want that to look like as well. Self-reflection is a big one here. And this self-reflection takes time to reflect on your dreams and goals and what motivates you. What are your priorities and what kind of life do you want to create for yourself? And this is something that is super exciting. It gives you that chance to be able to come into your own. Believe that this is your time and this is you're putting that oxygen mask on you first. And it's maybe the first time you've ever done that, and maybe certainly as an adult. So defining achievable goals, realistic goals, break them down, large goals into smaller, small goals into manageable steps. So start with a big, hairy, audacious goal, the BHAG, and then you go, okay, well, maybe you want to travel somewhere. You want to go to Italy. So maybe you want to go to Italy, which is a big goal. Maybe you want to go there because you've just always loved the idea of going there and seeing the sights, drinking the beautiful vino and olive oil and having some beautiful food. Or maybe it's that you want to go back and see family, or you want to meet a beautiful Italian man. Whatever that is for you, break that down into smaller goals. So the smaller goal could be, okay, well, Italy's one. The smaller one could be, well, let's get really clear when it's even going to be. It could be that I'm going to go for a start. I'm going to start maybe go in September. And then I'm going to start looking at how that manageable steps can be. So it could be, if I've got to save up for an air ticket, maybe it's a $1,200 air ticket. So I've got to put away $100 a month for my air ticket. So these are sort of the breaking it right down into making it really realistic and possible. If I can do $100 a month, yeah, I probably could do $25 a week. So, and what's it going to cost me to live when I get there? Or do I know people I can stay with? So you're chunking it all the way down into little bite-sized pieces, so elephant. And I've written here SMARTY, and some of you might have heard about SMART goals, but I've got SMARTY goals. And it's not because they're smartier than others. It's the why that's really important. And I'm going to get to that in a sec. But the S is specific. So you've got to be super specific. This goal is about me going to Italy. I'm really specific about it. Is it measurable? Yeah, I can. It's not like me having a goal to go to Mars. It's not something that's really not even probably achievable right now, but certainly going to Italy is. So it's measurable. I can measure that I'm going to be there and come back. It's something I can stand on here and with certainty and say that I've done it. Is it achievable? Well, yeah, it is achievable. I can hop on a plane, I can get over there and I can have a holiday. I can do it through a travel agent. I can book my own. I can make it look like I want to. I can stay with friends. It's achievable. Is it realistic? Is it something that I can realistically do maybe this September? Well, maybe not. Maybe it's got to be done the following September or the following April. Maybe it's an 18-month goal. And that's where the time frame comes on, because once you put the time to it, it stops becoming a dream and really, really narrows down into becoming a real focused goal that you're really working towards achieving. And the why is my favorite, the why. Why do you want to go to Italy? Why? And you keep thinking, well, why wouldn't I? But no, why? Why do you actually want to go? And maybe it's because when you're there, or you just wish that you could be there because you know you're already going to be now thinking about limoncello, or you're thinking about you can smell the salt water and feel the cool breeze on your skin, or you can imagine walking through the olive trees, whatever it is, but it's your why. Maybe it's you do want to catch up with something that's ancestral, or you want to see the history, go walking back through some of the beautiful villages around Positano. That's what I did for my 50th. So these are the things that it really excited me. And for me, it was food. I just wanted to be there because of the food. And my big why for my 50th was that I really wanted to do something that was for me. I went on my own. I put it out to my group of girlfriends that I was going. And I said, if you want to join me, you're welcome to. We gave them the location, the hotel I was going to be staying at. And a group came out and we had an amazing week. But these are the things that my goal was to do that. And that was a bonus that I had some beautiful friends there with me. But my why was for me, it was like a sense of freedom. I could feel it, and it was a sense of me doing something that was self-confident boosting. I was breaking through some barriers that I had because I thought I'd never really traveled on my own. Many of us had traveled when we were maybe younger with our families, parents, and then we got to be in a couple situation and maybe travel with girlfriends and then maybe our future husband or partner. But once we've had a breakup, it's a very different relationship now on your own to travel, and it's very different to be eating out on your own and entertaining yourself as well. So this is a big one. So actionable steps, break it all down, have the big goal, but then you've got to bring it down into your SMARTY plan. Create a plan of action with specific steps that you can take. And like I said, maybe it's that $100, $200, $300 a month that you're going to save. Maybe it's going to take a bit longer, but then you can set your time frame so you know exactly how it's going to be. Maybe you want to learn a bit of the language. Maybe you want to listen to some, YouTubes or some Spotify or some podcasts on some of the culture as well. For me, I wanted to do a cooking class, so I did a bit of research on where the best cooking class was around where I was staying. It was around Rapallo, and I went around to a few of the neighbouring areas as well, the Amalfi Coast. It was just, for me, the more I knew about it, the more excited I was, and reading about it as well through the months leading into going made me just anticipating it so much as well. So roadblocks, be prepared to face challenges along the way and develop strategies to overcome them. Things happen. You might lose your job. You might have, you might break a toe. Things could happen that could be causing challenges just before you're about to go. And it's up to you how you look at the challenge as something that you're going to see as a roadblock that's going to stop you going, or it's going to be something that you're going to go around, under, over, through, and you're going to go anyway. You're going to still achieve your goal, and maybe it's pushing the time frame back, but it's keeping the goal. So when you're facing roadblocks, not just in your own goals, and it could be a savings goal, it could be a relationship goal, it could be something that's a health goal, it could be to lose some weight. We have one of those days that we just eat everything we look at, and then next day we go, I stuffed up my diet yesterday. I'm just going to throw it all away today and just go back to my old habits instead of going, right, I had a bad day yesterday and this morning's a new day. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to start again. So these are the things. It's up to us. It's all around our mindset on how we approach things and what consideration we give to the why part, because the why are we wanting a health goal? Why do we want to lose weight? And when that motivates, excites us and gets us up and keeps us focused, that's what keeps us going forward and keeps us achieving. That flexibility, be open to adjusting your plan as needed. Things could change. You might just, not only a few months before me going to Positano, my now husband and I got together and we started dating, and I was like, there's my girl weekend or girl week. A few of my girls had already booked into going, and I thought, do I invite him or do I go on my own? Do we change things? And I just made a decision that, I did invite him, but he said, no, you go. You've got your girls, week planned, and I think you girls are going to have an amazing time. So, it's being open to being flexible and adjusting as needed, and being rigid where you want to be as well, keeping up those healthy boundaries when you feel that they're needed to. Support systems. Connect with individuals who can provide encouragement and guidance. Go and talk to people that have walked the talk. Go and talk to people that have been where you want to go and have a lifestyle that is where you want to be, is focused every morning. We talk about how do busy people fit so much into their day and achieve so much. And a lot of the women that fit so much into their day and achieve so much, they get up a bit earlier. They, don't always start a bit later, but some do. They work more focused. They work in little blocks maybe of time, and they work on, outcome-based activities versus just activity-based days. So it's, what is it that's you are not doing that you would like to, have in your life or aspire to change, and look at who's doing what you want to do or where you want to be, and ask them what they do. Go to them for guidance and get coaching from people that talk, not just people that talk about it but never actually do the walking in it. Overcoming obstacles. We have so many obstacles. Otherwise, we would have achieved everything we ever desired, right? Every one of our dreams and goals we would have achieved, but we haven't. So what is it that stopped us? So that belief in ourselves and our ability to overcome obstacles is a big one. We have to be the one that believes in it. We can't bring in the, dream posse party that goes, hey girls, can you all dream for my goals so that I achieve them? It just does not work like that. The other thing that we look in here is how can we have it so that we actually end up with resilience? And this is that bounce back factor. It's developing a resilience that we learn from our setbacks. So when we do have something that happens that is against the grain, it is one of those roadblocks that comes along that we've had to go around. It's how can we learn from that? How can we, it's like when we're in one of those, ever been in like a little surf cat, like a little sailing boat, and you can't go from A to B. You've got to go in this zigzag pattern because you're following the course of the wind. You need to tack. The actual sail needs to pick up the wind on each side. It can't just go dead straight. So this is what it comes to with our goals. Sometimes we've got to, navigate. We've got to pull in a bit. We've got to let a bit of air out, let a bit of sail out and be a bit more flexible or go a bit slower or a bit faster. So learning to tack and go with our own speed that we need to achieve our goals is really critical as well. And that's resilience. It's knowing that you're just not going to sprint to the end and get there. The race wasn't won by the hare, it was won by the turtle. The one that got there in the end just kept steady, kept focused, went to the end and achieved the goal. And the growth mindset, view challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. To me, I never talk about issues or, things that stop me being anything other than a challenge, because a challenge is something I believe I can overcome. An issue is something that's usually something driven by someone else or something else, whereas a challenge is something that I'll take it on. I reckon I can achieve it. I'll take on the challenge and I'll win, or I'll take on the challenge and I'll get around it. So it's just how you look at this mindset and putting it into every part of your day as well. Leveraging is really powerful. So what is the leverage that you're doing that's going to surround yourself with a network of individuals that are super empowering and powerful and can guide you and help you as well? Connections can be incredible. I look at, people that are around me, and they say that the universe has 6 degrees of separation between everyone. I think, it's probably closer to 2 or 3. If you start thinking, who is it that knows someone that maybe has been here, or who is it that knows someone that can help me connect to here, or who is it that knows someone that can introduce me to someone that I want to speak to? So look around, look at who your network is and who your support group is. And if there is no support group, look at ways on how you can build one. And simply, start. That might be your first goal. It could be that your first goal is to go out and join a walking group, or, it could be something that you go out to join a photography group, something that you're excited or passionate about already and you want to get involved or learn more about as well. Collaboration, join communities or groups where you can connect with like-minded individuals. So powerful. 1 and 1's 11. I always say, if you're going to have 2 great minds come together, it creates that, that note. You look at orchestras and, you look at people that when they're singing and they say, that when they create this perfect note, another note is formed. So when we come together and we create a symphony, it can create a magical note off the back of it. And that's what can really grow as well. So look at who you're hanging out with. And I always love being the dumbest and the, less fittest and the person that's got, that's in the room, because I love having people around me that are more inspiring. They're people that I love listening to and that are funny and that have got a great sense of humor. And, I never have to be that person that is the best one of everything in the room. And I'm always looking at how I can come into an environment and how I can complete a group as opposed to compete. This guidance, seek guidance from mentors or coaches who can help you navigate your journey, but ones that you trust, that have truly are where you want to be or have been where you've been, and really get it. They're not just reading the book and telling you anecdotes. They're actually telling you real practical strategies and things that will actually move you forward and move you exactly to the goal that you want to achieve as well. And this one is my favorite. It's a celebrating. Celebrating, this is where we go through and we reflect. When we celebrate, we reflect, we take time to reflect on our achievements and acknowledge our progress. So many people I've heard say, I don't need accolades, or I don't need a trophy, but it's not about the accolades or the trophy. It's about you consciously and subconsciously acknowledging that you've hit where you wanted to go. You've achieved a goal. And over the years, I've won a lot of awards. Awards I never applied for, awards I never even knew I was going to get, but certainly not just in like netball but more into my career. And it was an acknowledgement that I was on track, or I was, up there with my peers, or in some cases, I was a leader in my peers. And so this was a real good way to go through, and it gives you a self-confidence and a self-belief that is acknowledgement from other people, and reward and recognition is a motivation. The other one here is reward. Reward yourself for your hard work and your dedication. Whenever I did a little renovation on a property that I bought, just gonna have a little drink of water. I would go through and set myself a goal of what I wanted as a reward off the back of it. And this might be, for me, it would be I would allow myself a percentage of my profit that I could spend on what I wanted to. And what I might do is spend it on something that was really, I guess, frivolous to other people, but it was on pillows. I was obsessed by pillows after this one renovation. It was just this thing. And whenever I'd gone out shopping for them, I'd seen how expensive they were. And they were like hundreds of dollars worth of pillows when I looked at what I wanted to have. And I thought, how can I justify having all of these pillows and spend this sort of money? And I thought, right, when I make my money that I'd set, which was $50,000, my profit goal from this property renovation. And I achieved about 57. And I got to the end, I thought, and I sold the property. I finished it, and I thought, right, well, my goal was to achieve 50. I've well and truly achieved it. I'm going to go out and buy some pillows. And I went and spent like $500 on pillows, which sounded just exorbitant. I even felt ridiculous at the time. And I went home and I unpacked all these pillows. I couldn't even fit them in the car. I had to do like 2 or 3 loads. And I unpacked them all and I had these pillows. But, every time I looked at those pillows and I walked past them over the next year, 2 years, I just felt a sense of achievement and acknowledgement and real pride as well, that I had set myself a goal, had achieved it, and I had worked really hard to get there as well, and smart, and it was a real motivator for me to keep going. Well, let's look at another property and let's look what else I can do. So when you grow confidence in one area, it expands like a balloon, not just in one area, but your confidence expands in all areas. And it is your motivation. It is your motivation to keep inspired, get you up early, keep you up late. So as we go through the transformative impact of a single call, ladies, just one call, you can connect with Fiona or myself or one of our team, and you're one call away from reaching out to someone that's walked your talk, there to support you and help you achieve what you want to achieve in your life. Help you think bigger maybe than you're thinking for yourself, for your goals, and dream bigger, and look at how you could maybe stretch yourself a little bit as well, and then support you putting into place those smarty goals as well. So this is about empowering yourself, embracing new possibilities, and creating a life filled with purpose, joy, and fulfillment. Ladies, by taking that first step, you'll discover a world of opportunities waiting to be explored and a future brighter than you've ever imagined. So this is a link, and it's going to be below as well, and it's a free call. It's your time, And it's about how you can put into place practical strategies to set in your life. And this is not a practice run. It's not a rehearsal. This is our life, and we want to make sure we're getting everything out of it we possibly can, and we're sliding in sideways in the end, yelling out, Yahoo, we've done it. And we did it on our terms, the way we wanted to achieve it. And ladies, we're here to help you, and looking forward to hearing from you. Have a wonderful day.